So I have an awake little baby right now, but I'm going to try to make this video because today I really wanted to make a video about breastfeeding. I actually have had a relatively positive breastfeeding experience, and I wanted to share some of my tips because I am a first-time mom. I had no idea what I was doing when it came to breastfeeding, and I've made it work. So I wanted to share specifically tips that I was told prior to giving birth that turned out to be extremely helpful when it came to my breastfeeding success, and also some tips that I just learned along the way. This is Charlotte, by the way. She is 1 month old as of yesterday. One of the biggest tips that I was told was to stay calm. Breastfeeding is not easy. Everyone says it's natural, everyone can do it, and the truth is it's hard, and there's a learning curve there. If you've never done it before, you're not really sure what you're doing, and if you have done it before, every baby is different. Every baby also has to go through a learning curve. They have never breastfed before. They don't know what they're doing. People think it's this entirely natural thing that every baby and every mom should just be able to do without any real effort, and that's just truly not the case. I think the biggest thing you can do is just not stress. Your baby will pick up if you're getting stressed. I've had those moments where she just wouldn't latch and I'm getting exhausted and I don't know what more to do, and she's screaming and she's hungry and I just can't get her to get on the boob, and it really starts to take a toll on me. But when I get stressed out, it stresses her out too. So take a deep breath and realize that it's okay. Your baby can cry it out for a couple minutes. Stay calm. Every baby is going to breastfeed differently. There are lots of different ways babies breastfeed. Some babies will latch right away and just start suckling and go to town. My baby will not latch right away. She will lightly suckle the boob, lick the boob, put her face around the boob, nuzzle the boob, and then after about 3 minutes of just having the nipple stuck in her face, then she'll decide, oh, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and suckle now. She is what the Stanford University study would call a nibbler, is what it's called. They have, you can look it up, actually I'll try to put a link to it in the description box below, but Stanford University essentially did this study where they labeled 5 different kinds of breastfeeding babies. And if you read that, it may be helpful to you because every baby is different, and knowing that, oh, okay, this is the kind of breastfeeding baby that my baby is. Because at first I thought, she's just not latching, she won't latch, but that's not the kind of breastfeeder she is. She likes to taste test first. She wants to play around with the boob before she eats it. She'll probably play around with her food before she eats it. And that's just who she is, and that's okay. But at first it stressed me out, and now knowing that that's just normal behavior that some babies do, it made me feel a lot better. So I will leave a link to that study below, and hopefully that can help you if you're not really quite sure what kind of breastfeeding baby you have, so you can learn that that is normal and there are other babies out there like that. With my baby specifically, I just have to be patient. Let her play around with the boob for a bit before she goes ahead and latches. Which brings me to my second point. The baby might not latch right away. Everyone thinks you're just going to put the boob in the baby's face and they're just going to latch. And that's not the case. Charlotte has never been a baby who's latched right away. Like I said, she likes to play with the boob. But when she was a newborn, she didn't know what she was doing. She kind of like peck at the boob. She didn't latch right away. She just didn't know. And even if she did latch, sometimes she'd like spit it back out. She couldn't get a good latch. So be aware of the fact that it might take 5, 10, 15 minutes to get your baby to latch onto the boob, and that's okay. Go in knowing it's going to be a process, and that time is natural and normal, and there's nothing wrong, and you don't need to get stressed out about it. Just be patient and wait it out, and your baby will eventually latch. The nurse at the hospital explained to me, I always thought, I'm just going to put the baby up to the boob, they'll be fine. And she was adamant that the baby needs to be comfortable. You don't want to eat in a position that you're uncomfortable in. The baby doesn't want to eat in a position they're uncomfortable in. And every baby's going to be comfortable in a different position. So be open to trying different positions. Have them, cradled like such. She She loves my hair right now. And the camera. Yes, you're just a little camera baby, huh? Yeah. But the baby needs to be in a comfortable position. So boppy pillows can help. That's one of those like half circle pillows you can put around your body and kind of position the baby on. You can hold them, hold on, I'm going to try to show some of these. You can hold them kind of like in a foot paw position like this. You can have them cradled. You can be laying back on your back and have them on your stomach. Every baby feeds differently, and that's okay. But be open to different positions. Eventually you'll find one that works for your baby. She specifically kind of likes to be cradled, but when she was a newborn, it was the football hold that really worked well for us. It's kind of changed over time. But keep that in mind, be open to different positions. And for me, that means like when I feed her, I am leaning over with my boob in her mouth. For some reason, that's just kind of what works for us. It's not extremely comfortable for me, but I'm hoping as she gets older and breastfeeding gets a little easier, that we'll be able to do it without so much contortionist behavior on my part. Now, a really big tip that I learned is to squish your boob. So you want your boob to kind of be like a oval shape, a horizontal oval shape. That can fit kind of just in the baby's mouth. Like your mouth is a horizontal oval shape. So if you can make your boob that position, squeeze it, and kind of just place it in their mouth, that way it helps them get a better latch. And that's what really allowed me to get a good latch with Charlotte. Also, when you squeeze your boob like that, start at the top and squeeze it down, and that will express some milk. My baby needs a taste of milk before she realizes that, oh, the boob has food. I should go ahead and start suckling it. So I have to kind of get her a little taste before she starts feeding. And that works when I'm squeezing the boob into her mouth in the oval shape. A tip I read before beginning breastfeeding was that the baby's neck should be kind of elongated. They should be looking up a little bit. Nobody wants to eat with their neck like this. That's just a really weird position to eat. So make sure that their neck is just elongated. It does help them eat and helps them swallow. Hey, Charlotte. Right. Mwah. Mwah. And eat. Eat. That's a big thing. You're babysitting, you need to eat so you can feed your baby. Do not worry about losing the baby weight right away. Honestly, I haven't, and I haven't lost much of the baby weight yet. And it has been a month. But my main priority is eating enough to where I'm getting the calories I need to feed my baby. And the biggest thing for me that has worked is oats. And oats have worked wonders for me, and I have heard from many other moms that oats worked wonders for them. I specifically eat Nature Valley oats and honey bars, which have a relatively low sugar content, although they do have some sugar, but it's mainly just oats. And I love the taste of them, I crave them, and they boost my milk production like nothing else. So if you're looking for something to help you produce milk, if you're not making enough, try oats. It's worked for me, and it's worked for other moms as well. But really the biggest piece of advice I think I can give just roots back to the beginning, and that's just be patient. It's not easy, and it doesn't come natural to everyone. It came to me, but it took practice, and it was a little stressful, but I really made that point to just stay calm. And I wasn't going to beat myself up if I couldn't produce enough, or if I had to use formula. I had an emergency C-section, and her first meal was formula given to her by the nurses. So I quickly just accepted the fact that formula might be something we had to do. For us, it isn't. I've occasionally supplemented with formula when we're traveling or when I've had her with a babysitter, but for the most part, it's been breast milk. And those are the tips that worked for me. Hopefully some of those tips will help you, and if you have other breastfeeding tips, and I'm sure other viewers on this video would love to hear them. If you'd like to leave them in the comment section below, that would be awesome. But these are the ones that worked best for me so far, and right now we are breastfeeding pretty successfully. So thank you so much for watching. I hope some of these tips helped you, and good luck on your breastfeeding journey.